Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of Haunt Talk. As you can see, we are not in our normal studio. If this is the first time you're watching a video on our channel, we're usually in a little dungeon. But because I need to both work, sleep, and edit videos and all the other crap, we're filming this now, so I can actually get things out on time. So we just got done with Fear Columbus. And we're going to be reviewing that, and we're also going to be reviewing Haunted Hoochie. Both will be in this little hotel room that we're in. So, yeah. We do not have the Book of the Dead with us, so I guess we'll have to just pretend. But before we pretend, make sure you're liking and subscribing. Checking out the merch store so you can buy my cool hoodie and that stuff. Not like actually my hoodie, but
yeah, no, we don't do that kind. I mean, unless you guys are into that, then maybe we could do something.
Yeah. That's only for the patrons, which you can also check out over on our Patreon, so it helps support us. But yeah, now it's time to get in the review, which means we must refer to the metaphorical Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead. All right, Fear Columbus. Said we've been there the last few years. We did the Christmas haunt, and yeah, we did both last year. We did the normal and the Christmas haunt.
Yeah.
We weren't going to do it this year, but they had like a special one. They run like deals, by the way.
Yes.
Which I guess we'll talk maybe more about in value. But so we bought them like a couple months ago, and we were kind of locked into going to Columbus because I kind of wanted to go to Reaper's Revenge, but I didn't want to waste these tickets, so we're like, well, we're kind of running out of time, so we're doing the Columbus thing. But yeah, we heard there's a couple new like scenes, so we wanted to check that out. But yeah, getting into the review, starting with sets and props. The first one is the summoning.
Yes. This hasn't really changed all that much. It's
Hotel. I don't know.
It looks like a big spring or something. So this one is basically like a big, like I think it's supposed to be like a mansion where all these like people are like this cult or like summoning demons and stuff like that, and they're
hence the summoning.
Yeah, and they're just running amok in this house. So I mean, you just go through your basic house stuff. You know, there's like an attic, there's like a basement with like wine barrels and things like that. There's, you know, a dining room, things like that. Your typical haunted mansion stuff, but it's very elaborate. There's like, you know, cool like symbols all over and stuff because they're, you know, conjuring demons and whatnot. And
yeah, and then it kind of seems like it ends like you're going through like like you're going through a portal that's been opened. I think is the idea.
That's what I'm thinking is. Yeah.
It's what it seems like because it gets a lot more dark and strobe lights. I described it as it reminds me of the Poltergeist haunted house from Universal, the one the first year we went, 2018. Just lots of like strobe lights, like ghosts in white cloaks, stuff like that. There used to be a burning hallway, and it's not burning anymore, but that seems like it seems intentional. It's more like a strobe light hallway, and what used to believe like it used to be a vortex tunnel. Now it's more of like it seemed like it was like made of like burlap. And they had like strobe lights in there because there's the bridge.
Yeah.
It wasn't a vortex tunnel anymore. So it's like they decommissioned that because it also seems like it was purposeful, not just out of commission. But yeah, there's some like really cool puppets and stuff at the end as well. But yeah, not much had changed with the summoning that we could tell. No. The one that received the biggest changes this year, or just changes in general, was the second haunt, which I forget, what was it called?
It was called like Aftermath or something like that.
That's what it was called last year.
It's called Devil's Night.
Devil's Night. So it's still, if you've watched reviews before, it still has that like city, not facade, like the city streets.
Yeah.
That you kind of walk about. But the big change was, so you used to enter in through like a diner, and now it's like a nightclub, which was pretty cool. So there's like just that a lot. It's like a fancier looking nightclub. There's like a stage. There's a whole bar with a bunch of like empty liquor bottles and stuff like that. And the other big thing that changed is usually after you go to the street, Because how it works is you go like out in the street and then you go into different like businesses and just like places. So it's like a bunch of little mini haunted houses.
Yeah.
In one, well, the first theme was going into like the city's hospital. Well, now it's going into the city's like high school.
Yeah.
And everything is very like old school Halloween themed too. So there's like really cool Halloween decorations and stuff like strewn across.
Yeah. So basically, it's supposed to be like. Yeah, like they're having like a Halloween festival. That's why it's called Devil's Night. And so you're kind of like in the middle of this, and like and something happens, and these like, you know, teenagers and, you know, teachers and stuff like that are kind of like possessed by something, because they seem to be like kind of like just going on murdering sprees, and, you know, they look kind of zombified a little bit, stuff like that.
Yeah. Outside of that, it didn't seem like the other stuff was changed too much, like the following.
Yeah, I think that the outside seemed like it was pretty much the same.
Yeah, not actually outside, but like the city streets.
Yeah, the city streets. They seem to be pretty much the same.
Right, just decorated for Halloween.
Yeah, and the only thing that I really saw any difference was when you went inside the buildings. They seemed to be a lot different because they wanted it to have more focus on like the school and stuff.
Right, well, mainly the first building, because I don't think the other buildings were changed that much. Like, I remember most of the scenes. That wasn't the other ones. It was just really the first one. But you go through, like, a convenience store after that. There's, like, a garage with, like, a car that's broken down that has, like, fog pouring out of it. That's a really cool effect. You go through, like, I think it's, like, a butcher shop type of situation.
Butcher shop, the greenhouse.
Yeah, and it's cool because, like, once you go through the butcher shop, you go through, like, I think it's, like, the unloading section. There's, like... I know there used to be a giant chainsaw prop there. Well, it was like a puppet that an actor could control, but that wasn't there this year. And the greenhouse is really cool. There's a bunch of like giant fly traps in there and spiders and whatnot. And then it like all ends with us like I think it's actually like a dueling dragon type of scene where like there's dragons on both sides of you and you're like in a half claustrophobia tunnel. So it's kind of like a big showpiece scene, but I was hoping for a little more changes, I will say, because like they advertise on the website, like, this is the biggest change we've made, which it probably is, because since they opened a few years ago, they haven't changed too much, I don't think. So this probably is like the biggest thing since they rethemed the one, but I was hoping for like a little more change. I like the summoning a lot, but I hope that they do kind of maybe make that something else. They've had it for so many years now.
It's been, since the beginning, when they first opened, they've had that one.
And one thing about this haunted house is, too, it is the loudest haunted house you will ever go through. Like, it is so loud. My ears are always ringing so bad when we come out of that. And I think they do that because they kind of conga line you quite a bit. And so when it's that loud, it's hard to, like, tell what's going to happen in the next room, even if there's people directly in front of you.
Yeah.
Which it is effective in that way. But, I mean, just everything, because this place implements boo pedals a lot, too. And it's just, dang, it is so loud. I mean, it definitely adds to the atmosphere of the place.
Yeah.
And the lighting is just impeccable in this place as well. Like, the light package they use is just wild.
Oh, yeah.
It's very, very aesthetically pleasing haunt. As, you know, as always, this place gets a 10 out of 10 for sets and props because, I mean, it is just absolutely, you know, gorgeous as far as sets and props are concerned. But that moves us into our next category, which, of course, is actors.
They do use the boo pedals quite a bit. It did notice that a lot of the actors, some of them were actually like doing stuff besides what their boo pedal was doing, which I like. I kind of appreciate that because they're not just relying on the boo pedal to do the dirty work for them. I do feel like they probably needed some more. There was a little bit of dead space.
Yeah, there's a little bit of dead space and some puppets that weren't being manned as well. Some definite spots you could tell they're supposed to be an actor, but not. I feel like that's been a complaint here before. I mean, the big standouts are always the people that are free roaming in the city part.
Yes.
Because they really get in your face and interact with you. Like, boo pedals are cool for the way this haunt is structured.
Yeah.
And, like, it is legitimately the same sound that Halloween Horror Nights uses, which is like this. If you've ever been to Halloween Horror Nights, I don't know how to describe it, but it sounds like it's like bass, broken glass, and like almost like monster noise. Like, it is the same. Like, I don't know if you like go to boopedal.com and like buy sound effects, but like Like, it is the same as Halloween Horror Nights. There's no way that it's not.
I'm going to look that up later. Boopedal.com.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, actually, I think I made a joke similar to that before when we were reviewing this. So it was like they went to Boo Pedal City or something like that. But they really love the Boo Pedals there. And they're, like, big fans of Halloween Horror Nights, I know. I also noticed there's some Easter eggs, too, going, I guess, back to sets and props because it's, the owner is, what's his name, Nick Francis, and like there is like I think when you enter the one haunt, it says like has like a wreath like that says like Francis, like it's their home type of thing.
Oh yeah,
it's the first haunt. Yeah. I thought that was kind of fun, and they're in a lot of the pictures and stuff too. Like I believe his, yeah.
I like that. I like that little touch. So when people put
they kind of put
like
themselves
that.
in it a little bit. The couple does, but yeah. Because he owned that haunt. What was the one that was in Value City years ago? The Fear Experience.
Fear Experience, yeah.
But yeah, so back to actors. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are really good. We really like the devil dancer lady. She's always really cool. And I do think that the boo holes and the boo pedals and like the hiding spots are good. Sometimes it is actually hard to tell. It also did seem like some of the scares weren't timed correctly when we went through.
Yeah.
Like, soon as I was pulling the curtain, it's mainly on the second one, not so much a summoning, because unfortunately in the summoning, the people in front of us got all the scares. Like, I pretty much got none. They just scared the group in front of us and never us. But we separated from them a bit more in the second one. But it was like, as soon as I'd pull the curtain back, they would trigger the scare.
Yeah.
And so Kim wouldn't see it. I would see it after it was halfway done, so it didn't really get me. That happened multiple times. But I mean, I did get got by the people in the free roomers in the city multiple times.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, they were very aggressive.
They were very aggressive, and they were like waiting for us to come out of buildings and stuff. And the nice thing about that is they can also get to you while you're inside some of those buildings too, because there's like holes and like windows and stuff like that, and they can pound on things. So it's like, you know, they can do twofold. They can get you there and get you the outside area too.
Yeah. But yeah, actors, we thought they were pretty good. Just needed a few more of them. And I'd like a few less boo pedals, a few more people that just kind of actually roam or follow do that. And I understand the way this place is structured. The boo pedals definitely help with the huge amount of people they're shoving in at a time. But just a few more in the actual, like, haunt besides just the main city street would be nice for, like, some roamers.
Yeah.
But yeah, for actors, we gave them an 8.
All right, so moving on to scare factor. The notes actually say, if you have anxiety, have fun.
Oh, yeah, because, just the lights and the sounds, mainly the sound.
The sound is just me. Like, there's like a droning, there's loud music that's just, it's loud.
All at once. It's loud music, the heaviest bass that makes your heart rattle inside your chest. A couple times I had to hold, because it hurts me a bit, because it's bass. Yeah. I mean, that's the main thing, honestly, because, I mean, obviously, all haunted houses are going to give you a bit of anxiety. That's the point. But it's just the loud noise. I mean, like, Kim, I know at some point, just in the little cube right before you enter, she was trying to tell me something. I have no idea what she was saying. I mean, she's just screaming at the top of lungs, and I'm like, nope, nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why the actors have to use the boo pedals. You never even hear them scream at you. It's so loud.
Yeah.
I wish it was a little bit less loud.
Yes.
But I mean, that's just what they do here. I think it's decently scary. They don't touch you. It's mainly like the initial scare, and then they leave off, except for that part in the city. There's a decent amount of gore, but the haunt's definitely focused more on being beautiful than it is just like disgustingly gory. But there's like a part where you have to like push through a lot of like hanging pig parts and stuff like that, though. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it's pretty decently scary.
So for that, we did give them an 8.
Yep. So moving into the final category, which is value. It's 30 for general, 40 for fast pass, and 50 for immediate. I think it's technically like $29.99 and so on, but we're rounding up a penny here. Sorry.
Yeah.
I do believe there's processing fees, but I bought these tickets like 3 months ago or something like that when they had the sale. So again, also make sure to follow them on Facebook and stuff because they run sales fairly frequently.
Yes. And they do also have like other things besides the Halloween haunt and the Christmas haunt. They do a Nightmare Combat there.
Yeah, which we have not checked out, and I'd like to. We
I'd
always
like to
forget
too,
about it, and then it's sold out.
Yeah, and then they also apparently are getting escape rooms too, which I'm kind of excited about.
Yeah, I would love to check that out. Yeah, and we're doing an escape room tomorrow somewhere. I forget what it's called, but we'll probably do a video on that eventually. But yeah, for value, we think it's pretty good. I'm going to say this. There is absolutely no scenario where you should not spend the $10 for the Fast Pass. I think spending the extra $20 for the immediate is probably not necessary, because with Fast Pass, we waited, but it's probably like a 15, 20-minute wait.
Yeah.
Altogether. Because they will let you in 15 minutes before your time. They did seem pretty strict on the time. Well, it's kind of weird. So, like, you can show up at 8 and have a 7 o'clock time or something and go in. But if you show up at 7, you have an 8 o'clock time, they won't let you in.
Yeah.
So, it's okay. It seems they don't seem to have a problem with if you show up late. It's just if you show up early, they're not going to let you in early.
Yeah.
But for value, we gave it a 9. I think 25 minutes is how long it took. But yeah, so we gave it a 9 because, I mean, I think $30 for 25 minutes and a quality haunt like this. We don't really take Fast Pass into consideration when we actually do value, because we only take consideration what you must pay to experience everything, or the main haunt. But I will say, it's nice when places don't go crazy with the Fast Pass. $10 more is nothing compared to the time you'll save in line.
Yeah.
There's no way we could have even went to the Haunted Hoochie without buying the Fast Pass. We would have been there for a couple of hours probably, because this place is just so insanely busy. But yeah, that brings us to our overall score, which we gave a 9. Sets and props were as on par every year. So the actors, I feel like, were a little bit less than they were last year for us, but still good. Still quite a few scares, but it's again similar to Halloween Horror Nights house, where it's very possible to go through and miss all the scares because of the way they do it here. And that did happen to us for the summoning. Not as much for the second one. We did get quite a few of the scares in the second one, but the summoning we missed most of them. But have you been there? What did you think about it? Let us know. Comment below. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. And Kim has to do this.
I found a bell.
Yeah, because we want to bring the bell. Ring that notification. Huh.
There you go.
That's a very anticlimactic bell. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.